My boyfriend keeps using demeaning Game of Thrones quotes with me. I'm sick of it.
Oh, I don't have any quotes ready for this. This is embarrassing.
We are both Game of Thrones fans, and I love to banter about it with Paul, who I've been dating for 2 months. I really like him, and he's super sweet. However, his quotes are really becoming really demeaning and feel like he is negging me. Am I overreacting? Well, this comes from Gemini Georgie, and if you want to submit your story, go to r/OKStorytime. Send it in. When we were at a friend's party, Paul said towards a group of mainly a few of my friends, Paul says about me, Sarah, in front of them, we have our differences, Sarah and I. She is braver. I'm better looking. This was really embarrassing for me. You don't say, because I think some of them didn't get the reference. And now that they think the guy I'm dating doesn't think I'm that good looking. But on another occasion, we were making out. And Paul whispered in my ear in a silly voice, you know, this is going to be so great. Ooh. You have less honor than a back alley oar. I got really angry because I didn't recognize that it was a quote from Game of Thrones. Bro, at least pick the big ones. So I jumped up from the couch and he said, chill out, it's a Game of Thrones quote from such and such episode. I told him that I was really upset and I'm leaving his house now, and he just replied with, I'm Sansa Stark of Winterfell. This is my home and you can't frighten me.
Dude, no freaking way, dude.
But that was it. It's like he had no remorse for what he had done and just thinks upsetting me is funny. I haven't answered his text or call since. It has been 2 days. Am I overreacting? We got some relevant comments. Jilbo Wagon says, love it.
Great.
I told him the crossover. I told him that I was really upset and are leaving the house now, and he just replied with, I'm Sansa Stark of Winterfell. This is my home and you can't frighten me. Joking references are one thing, but you don't have to be the three-eyed raven to see that when
This is such a nerdy story and I love it.
This is great.
This is so fun.
And I watched the series. I'm prepared now. That your girlfriend is legitimately upset and about to leave your house. It's time to knock it the F off and actually listen to her. OP replies to that. I agree. After I left, he texted saying, look, love, it's just my sense of humor. Do you really want to be with a guy who has no personality and watches crap TV shows? He then sent another text today saying, much offended? Followed straight away with, okay, I'm sorry. I don't even know what to think about these texts. Jana999 says, Arya Stark would tell you this guy belongs on a list of stupid people to date.
Oh, yeah.
And another list.
You're on my list.
Sansa Stark agrees and would like to know if you'd care to borrow a dog. Adequately says, he sounds like he should wear a fedora, to be honest, to which OP replies, he owns a fedora, but I've never seen him wear it, luckily. Oof. Miss Bullet.
Dang.
Cyanella says, oh, come on. Haven't we reached peak loser status yet? Sometimes we don't even know why someone is single, and other times we know exactly why. And we have an update. A friend of Paul's saw the post on r/relationships homepage and has sent it to him. It turns out I no longer need to worry about if I overreacted because I've been dumped.
Dang.
I might leave this up for a bit longer just to annoy him off now, seeing as he has blocked me anyways. He Facebook messaged me and said this. So a friend just linked me to a post on Reddit's relationship advice page that you wrote about. I get that you were upset by the joke that I made, but you've handled this whole situation terribly. I am disgusted that I was dating someone who would ridicule me and let 3,000 people bully me online. Blocking you forever now. Sorry that I upset you with my jokes. Not sorry about your insecurities that you're going to have to live through.
All right, that's a little extra, dude. Although I will say he did cook when he was like, how are you going to let 3,000 strangers bully me online?
Inveris says, that's absolutely hilarious. I wouldn't even be mad anymore. That guy has given you what's likely to be the single funniest ex-boyfriend story you'll ever get. I think you won the breakup before it even happened. I work hard 7 says, yes, most of the time awkward breakups take a few months to age into funny anecdotes. Not this one though. And then Prison Lambshanks says, your ex is a real Walder Frey. Paul has texted me now saying that he will unblock me on Facebook and won't block my number if I stop entertaining the post about him and remove it. Ooh, I feel like I know where this is going because we're only halfway through. He says he does think that we should still cool it off for a while, but can we keep in touch if we resolve this? Some relevant comments from Deleted. Please reply to everything he texts you with Game of Thrones quotes now. Yes. Lucky Celt says, I love this. When he asks you to take it down, say, not today.
It's so good.
Phobo75 says, you know nothing, a-hole Paul.
See?
And then we have update. So I can't post this as an update because Reddit locked the original post. I think maybe because of too many comments. Fast forward 1 month later, and I see Paul on Tinder and super like him as a joke. He matched me back and actually messaged me saying something really funny about all that had happened. We joked in a good-natured way about what went down, which eventually led to us hashing things out, and we got back together. And then not long after that, officially became boyfriend and girlfriend. The whole Reddit post saga became a quirky story, one we mostly keep to ourselves, and even a running joke between the two of us. Then he definitely lightened up to it. I think the experience of it made him take himself a lot less seriously and learn to see the funny side of things at better times. No, Paul didn't make any Game of Thrones jokes again.
John, we're going to get back to the story, but you're old.
You're as old as me now, pal.
I might be as old as you, but I feel like you have oodles more wisdom.
I've got some wisdom in this old noggin.
You got a piece of wisdom for me right now?
Always respect you.
And I think the other piece of wisdom that I've learned from John is join OK Storytime memberships.
Yeah, that's freaking right. We have 60 plus hours of exclusive live streams on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
It's only $5 a month, so go to the link in our description, youtube.com/OKOP show/join.
Get it now while I'm still alive.
And now back to the story.
Okay, so I am now extra confused because can you go back a little bit? What did that just say? It said
what do you
glasses?
It said no, it's my brain. It was that it was that he just now he takes himself less seriously, which is like if you were really taking yourself seriously as like I'm a serious Game of Thrones fan. It's like
It's pretty cringe. It's pretty cringe. He moved into my place at the beginning of December when his lease ran out and things were great, but only for a week.
Okay. No kids.
Initially, we split the cost of everything evenly. However, Paul majorly upped his coffee habits due to an increased workload trying to make sales. This is crazy.
And he's a salesman?
But he even started drinking as much on the weekend. 90% of the time around the apartment, he always had a cup of tea or coffee in his hand. It never made him jittery or anything, but it did make him stay up a couple of hours later each night, which was very disruptive to our normal nighttime routine. Also, it wasn't cheap coffee he was drinking. Plus, he would also get 2 to-go coffees every day, or so he claimed, as well as buying himself lunch at work every weekday. He apparently had no money to contribute to groceries for the past month. Coffee?
This is the same
and lunch?
guy, right?
This is the
we
same
didn't
guy.
Just time warp into
No.
another story.
No, we're here.
Yeah, this guy sucks, dude.
Bro.
I feel stupid for even trying to defend this guy for a split second.
Now, he apparently had no money to contribute to groceries for the past month, yet he's buying to-go coffees and lunch every weekday at work, as well as a relatively expensive type of coffee to be drinking at home. But he said that if we are in this for the long term, I needed to understand that his job is stressful at this time of year. And so I felt bad to ask him to stop buying these things at work around this time of year, so I paid for all of the groceries myself. However, the worst part of the problem came when we went to my family house for Christmas. He bought his own stupid brand of coffee with him to use. We were only there for 2 days. And so it was really awkward when we all had coffee/cocoa, and he would decline my family's offer of coffee and insisted on making his own separate one.
That's also cringe.
It's
AF,
cringe.
dude.
Like, I mean, you don't have to.
I'm better than anything.
It's like, yeah, don't worry. Oh, I brought my own. Your trash is beneath me.
Yeah. I mean, if he wants to.
Your dirt water is not up to my quality.
He's just so cringe, man. He's just so cringe. We got into a huge fight later over this, and I told him that he was being uptight and rude. And he told me I was looking for issues in him and that no one is perfect. By the way, we're not perfect. You're not perfect.
What?
But we have a perfect amount of content for you to just absolutely consume yourself with. On Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, search OK Storytime. Anywhere there. Endless amounts of content longer than the wall. So, speaking of things ending, the story is finally coming to an end here.
You know what this guy sounds like? He sounds like the stereotypical like IPA hipster. You know, he's like, oh, you know, everything's
Yes. He thinks he's the coolest guy in the room at all times.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he, I guess, thinks he could get away with saying anything he wants as long as it's a Game of Thrones quote.
Or just
He's like,
anything.
It's like
anything he wants.
Come
yeah.
on, man.
At least I watched elevated television. Also, Game of Thrones is like the
Yeah.
most popular television show of all time. So you freaking suck as a hipster too.
It's true.
Come on, bro. What do we think about the star? Getting back to it.
All right, we just break up with him.
Just
It
break
just
up?
sounds stressful.
Dakota, what do you say?
Yeah, you're not compatible, especially given it's like the cringy behavior is one thing, but then like the stuff with like he's spending all this money on coffee and not contributing to groceries. It's
So
like no,
crazy.
this guy's a child. He's a child.
You know what?
His only
I agree.
nutrients was coffee. That's really gross.
So on Saturday, he broke up with me.
Well, you know what they say.
Wait,
Fool-
why did
fool
he
me
break up
once.
with you? Wait, you broke up with him or he broke up with
Nope. He broke up with her again.
OP, what are you doing?
He told me that he started to emotionally shut down after the fight we had at Christmas and he wanted to end things. And that we don't realistically have enough things in common. You don't watch good enough TV, babe.
He said, "I did warn you not to trust me."
He was able to move out that day because he doesn't have that many belongings. Subtle this. And we only kept a couple of pieces of his furniture when he moved in. I'm completely heartbroken and haven't gone into work yet, and I feel taken advantage of. I don't understand how someone could change their opinion of me so drastically after one little fight. Obviously, it's over. I know it is. But it doesn't make it hurt less, and it just seems to be so out of the blue. You know what?
Dang.
I'm going to say it. OP, you might need to do a little self-work, sister.
Or at least stick
honestly,
up for yourself.
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I feel
Like-
bad. Like twice he got to end it twice. He should have never been the one.
And she's
Yeah.
like, I'm blindsided. I'm heartbroken. Like, bro showed you his true colors.
I guarantee you, this guy was like, "OP, your watch has ended."
Yeah. Yes.
You get
Yes.
it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's like spending money on expensive coffee because it's your sales crunch time and like not no, this guy's a low value man
Ooh.
and you do
Talk about his
not
low
need
value.
to keep him around.
Ooh.
It's low value.
Ooh. I agree.
I agree.
I agree.
True.
And that's it.
True.
That's all we got there.